Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome for today's discussion on chapter 15, Nectar of Devotion. I'm so happy to meet all of you. I'm grateful to Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu Sadguru Mataji, Vaishnava Kamala Mataji, Saki Champakalata Mataji, Pailing Mataji. I forgot your initiated name. Right. So, Gandhi Mataji and also Nanda Devi Mataji, thank you for joining us in the morning to continue our discussion on this Nectar of Devotion. So before we start, let's do our invocation prayer, invoking auspiciousness from our spiritual preceptors. Without their mercy and blessings, it is not possible for us to grasp the idea on studying this Nectar of Devotion. I've been studying Nectar of Devotion since 94. So this book here was my first gift ever I received from a devotee, Shanti Vardhana Prabhu. That time he was in Ipoh as a brahmachari. So this was the first book ever I got as a gift, or I got it when I joined Krishna Conscious in 1993, November. So this book was given on, I've written here. All right. So given in the year 1994. So since 1994 to today is around roughly around 31 years. And I've been trying to study. And in fact, I also studied this through this, what they call what was the subject? Bhakti Sastri. Bhakti Sastri, and yet so it's always a struggle. But of course, I'm fortunate, thanks to some devotees who insisted to study Nectar of Devotion. And because of that, we started. And honestly, I am relishing it so much. It gives so much of happiness and excitement. And I feel that Nectar of Devotion is the book that we should keep it on a daily basis. In fact, after we completed our Nectar of Devotion, still we have to go on studying this book, because this is the book that is a guide to become a pure devotee of Krishna. Okay, practical step by step. So today we have already done 14 chapters. The first 14, first is the introduction, then the benefit, and then we spoke on what they call the aparat, the one that detrimental to your progress. Okay, the aparat, so all that. Then roughly around 11 chapters we studied on Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti means the rules and regulation, following the devotional service according to the rules. Say, like for instance, when you first join a university, first thing, they will give you a rule book. In this university, you have to follow these rules. So then, or sometimes when we go into this, in anything we start, even sometimes when we get into the plane, in fact, there is a rules always mentioned that you should not smoke in the plane, and you should not do this, should not do that, and you must make sure that all your phone is off when takeoff time and landing time. So there's always rules. So when we want to start something new in life, there is rules to practice. Even we go to school, even we go to the correctional center like prison, all that is the place where they make the rules even more stringent. When you cannot follow the rules outside, so you are thrown inside a confinement and force upon you the rules. Follow the rules for good. And after certain years of this thing, then you get released. So like that, when we first wanted to get into this devotional service, we have to follow the rules. And the rules and regulation is what they call Vaidhi Sadhana. Vaidhi means rules. So we studied about Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti for around 11 chapters in detailed studies. And now, so after we follow the rules, what's the next thing we do? All right, positively, when you follow the rules, you evolve to the next level in discipline. The rules is discipline. So once the discipline become our second nature, after that, everything becomes spontaneous. All right. I remember, like my grandfather, no matter what, he wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And no matter what, he goes to bed by 7:30 p.m. He lived up to age of 90. So why at first he followed the rules. Maybe when he was young time, he was forced upon, that time, that night, no light. When the light, when the sun set, immediately drink milk and go to bed. And first thing, 4 o'clock in the morning, you wake up. So when they keep practicing the rules become the second nature. and that called spontaneous. So that means you do not need to remind yourself, oh, I need to follow these rules. I need to do this. I need to do that. So that you don't do that anymore because it becomes spontaneous. Say like, for instance, when you go to Singapore, first thing we understand. First thing as you enter, there's a big signboard there says, drug trafficking is is punishable by death, right? Then you go in, then you start to see the rules. That's why they call Singapore is a fine country. Anything they fine you. So you should not spit as you like. Then you should not take chewing gum. All these kind of rules are there. But after some time, it becomes very spontaneous. So when you talk about chewing gum, you definitely don't want to take it to Singapore. When you want to spit, you don't want to spit everywhere. You don't want to plug, you don't want to litter. So it becomes spontaneous, it becomes like a second nature. So today we're going to, after we follow the rules and regulation. So now what is next now? So our bhakti, sadhan bhakti will become spontaneous. And that spontaneous we call as Raganuga. Raganuga. So that means you do not need to follow the rules because the rules became part of you. You become part of it. We do not need to remind further how I should act and how I should not act. All right. So that's the thing. So starting from today, 15th chapter, we're going to talk on Raganuga Bhakti, which is going to be intense. All right. Which is going to be not intense. It's going to be very exciting. And for some who still can't follow the rules and regulations, it's okay. All right. So when you go to Raganuga, now you start to think, hey, it's worth following the rules. All right. First, we said, oh, you must follow the rules. Then after that, it's worth following the rules. Example, oh, I go to Singapore, so many rules and regulation cannot. But after that, when you see the amount of income that you're going to make, the exchange in ringgit, it's worth following the rules. So that's the idea. All right, since we are going through, but what I hope, please always go back and refer back to Nectar of Devotion. If one book that you should always keep it or refer on a single day, every single day, on a detailed studies, is I believe it's going to be Nectar of Devotion, the book that creates so much a revelation. And Srila Prabhupada, such a genius, he nicely gave a fantastic explanation with wonderful analogy that anybody, especially we are on the Western side, as long as we are not born in India, we are considered outside India is called as Westerners. So even that we can live in our Indian body, but still we have that Western mentality. Like if we Indians, we want to go to India, I don't think so we can survive there, right? We cannot survive that. We can't tolerate that environment because we are so used to this kind of area. So people for us, right? People for us, why the Indians basically in Vrindavan, Mayapur, they could tolerate all that because they are above that, above the bodily conception. They are in Raganuga level, spontaneous. All right. After Raganuga, we're going to speak on Bhava. Okay, Bhava, which is going to be more interesting. Then ultimately, we're going to speak on Prema. Okay. But the most important, when we are studying this is not a kind of Vedas. All right. It's not a Veda or the book of knowledge, but this is instruction. Instruction by an Acharya. Okay. The only 3 Vedas are given in our Gaudiya Vaishnava. Number 1 is Bhagavad Gita. Number 2 is Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Number 3 is Chaitanya Charitamrita. All right. Some say, do we need to follow Mahabharata? Not important. Do you think Ramayana is important? Not important. Because what Prabhupada gave, he gave these 3 books. And these 3 books is the book that always referred by all the Acharyas. And mainly that we are studying in this Nectar of Devotion. Where is most of that quotation is coming from? It comes from Srimad Bhagavatam. Most of that quotation here, all the references come from Srimad Bhagavatam. And second, when you notice, it comes from Skanda Purana. So Skanda Purana is the biggest, among the Puranas, Skanda Purana is the biggest, spoken by Lord Kartikeya, Murugan. All right. Then also Padma Purana is a conversation between Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. And of course, also quoted here and there, some Aranyaka, some what they call Sanghita. All right, the Sanghita like Marka Sanghita, like that. Brahma Sanghita also is not so much quoted. All right, so it's like that. Okay, so all these things are mentioned. So we understand there's a 3 main Vedas that we should master. Okay, because if you think you want to study all the Vedas under the sun, it is also come as Utsaha. All right, Utsaha means over endeavoring. All right, and also warned by Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Instruction, We do not over endeavor. Even studying too many books or building a temple or trying to attempt to build a temple, all these comes under utsaha, unnecessary endeavor or over endeavoring, because anything that we do over, we get frustrated. So likewise, so what we do here, we simply study the books of these the three main books, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and to begin with, Bhagavad Gita. All right. Then other than that, we are studying a lot of books on the instruction, because we need to have the instruction from the preceptor, the seer of the truth, to tell us what to do. So we started off in Nectar of Instruction by Rupa Goswami. Then the commentary on Nectar of Instruction, they call as Bhakti Loka. Bhakti Loka was by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Then we followed by Harinam Chintamani, also by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And now we are back to Nectar of Devotion by Srila Rupa Goswami. All right. So like that. So it's going to be a very interesting journey. If those who can't make it for any class, I hope that you go back to the recording and try to follow the rhythm. All right. Because after all, for some, maybe it's once and for all studies, but always refer to the recording. It's easy to hear. Yesterday, I was trying to read one book, Madhurya Kadambini. When I was reading, I was having an eye pain because the sun, because it's quite like a sunset. I was having headache, and I was just thinking what to do. Then suddenly I went online. I just checked, Madhurya Kadambini is in the YouTube. So I just played. So what I do, I open the book and I listen to the play. I mean the narration. While I was listening, I was reading. Wow. So it's like that, right? So that's the thing. So before we start, let's offer obeisances to all our current preceptor, previous preceptor, and all the acharyas in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha. Now, okay, now we're going to recite all the gurus, starting from Srila Prabhupada until Bhakti, until Jagannath Das Babaji. All right, we're going to recite the mantra of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Srila Jagannath Das Babaji. And after that, Vancha Kalpatarubhescha, and all the Vaishnava Acharyas. All right. So when we do that in your meditation, try to get the best possible garlands of flower that you have seen in your life. Maybe it can be a very nice lotus, nice rose. In your imagination, just try to think of jasmine flower. You are taking it and you can feel such a strong fragrance. It's so beautiful. I can see all the bees are coming and, bumblebee is coming and getting intoxicated. And take such garland and offer to the acharyas and get some palm full of flower and drop at their feet and offer your obeisances in your meditation while we are chanting the mantra. First, we start with Prabhupada's mantra. Namavam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatarine. Now is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Namavam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Viknanadaine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasidanta Tavantaharine. Now Gaura Kishore Das Babaji. Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambu Jayate Namaha. Now Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. Now Jagannath Das Babaji. Gaura Virbhava Bhumestam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannathayate Namaha. Now all Vaishnavas, okay, the Vaishnava, the past, present, and also the future Vaishnavas, just think someone that has inspired you, some of the Vaishnavas that you feel like so indebted, just put the garland and also offer the flower. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubevacha paditanam pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Garutisi Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Let's chant Hare Krishna together 4 times. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now offer your obeisances to your personal spiritual master. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swami Niti Namini Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayani Gaurakata Damadaya Nagara Matarini. Hare Krishna. So with this meditation and with heart full of gratitude, let's start to study the secret. What is the advantage of following this Vaidhi sadhana? When first of all, we started off by following the 4 regulative principles. So mafan, so thorough. And sometimes they say, Prabhupada, an old man who come to America and told not to do this because he can't do it. Sometimes the old people tell you, don't do that, don't do this. Sometimes they're very grumpy. And everybody thought the same thing, Oh, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling, and this and that. Why? That's a Vaidhi, that's the first Vaidhi we have to follow, the first basic rules. Then after we become so good at these rules, then after that, slowly, spontaneously, we follow all the 64 limbs of Bhakti. What are the things that we should do, do's and don'ts? All right. And of course, the most important, the 10 offenses to be avoided at all cost. And among all the 10 offenses, the worst is blaspheming the devotees. Okay, blaspheming the devotees is a chronic, what they call it, most dangerous, they say. So Radha will leave you. Radharani is actually the one that we have always prayed to, Srimati Radharani, for mercy. Because without her mercy, we will never get this Raganuga or this Bhava or even Prema. All right? Okay, so we can't get any of this Bhakti Rasa or the taste of mellow of spiritual life. So when you offend a devotee, what happened? Aprada. Aprada. Okay, apuchikramari. In Tamil, we call apuchikradhe. Or you are suicidal. You are stabbing yourself in your sadhan bhakti. So aprada. So in order to aprada, so Radharani, the personified of chanting the holy name of Krishna, Nama Prabhu, Sri Nama Prabhu. Nama means the holy name, Prabhu means the personified. So the Nama Prabhu is so merciful, he can grant all your wishes. All right, for a neophyte, it is the time for you to clear your aprarabdha karma and prarabdha karma and kutta karma. Aprarabdha karma means all that activities, the good and bad that you have been accumulated for millions and millions and trillions of births that you have taken. All right. Prarabdha karma means the karma that has been prepared in this particular body. All right. Now I'm going to take this body from the gudang, from the gudang of karma. The gudang of karma we call aprarabdha karma. So if they take the gudang, they just take one chunk. All right. Now you take this body and go. This is that you're going to suffer and enjoy. All right. They call prarabdha karma. And kutta karma means what? The one that you're going to go through at now. At now, what's going to happen? All right. This is okay. Like the disease. All right. Say in this body, I'm supposed to suffer from this kind of disease. In this particular body, I have to suffer this kind of separation, this kind of frustration. Sometimes the children who born, as a very, such a headache kind of children, all these comes under Kutta. Another word of Kutta means the peak of the mountain. The peak of the mountain. The mountain is so big, there's a peak of the mountain. When we chant Hare Krishna, aprarabdha karma is destroyed. Is destroyed. So you see the mountain with no, this thing, only the peak is there waiting for you, peak. Right? Because the peak is a Kutta karma or prarabdha. So the prarabdha karma, we can overcome it when we start to practice cleanliness, when we start to practice austerity, when we start to practice breathing, the breathing, the nostril, breathing exercise, and rising early in the morning. That means by keeping your body healthy, and at the same time by studying the Vedas and Shastras. When we start to understand I'm not this body, and whoever that comes to me is only a bodily relationship. My children is this bodily relationship. Previous birth, they were somebody else's children, somebody else, husband, wife. And this thing, this is my wife, is only bodily relationship. If anything goes wrong, I could accept it because I have the knowledge. So when you have the knowledge, when you have that sober, and when you keep your body healthy, even the Kutta karma can be overcome. Or even the effect of Kutta karma can be accepted. All right, digestible. All right. So these kind of things. So, why did I say this? What I was about to tell? All right. So this kind of aprarabdha, prarabdha, kutta, all these karmas are there. So after millions of birth, okay, all the conditioning, everything is there. Okay. So now we pray to Srimati Radharani for mercy. Okay, my dear mother, please be merciful. And when she going to the Harinam Prabhu. So the Harinam Prabhu is so powerful. He could get rid of all this. So in a first stage, or what they call in the stage of Kanishta or the neophyte, the chanting of the holy name can make you feel better. It can give you peace of mind. It can give you the higher taste, where you want to get rid of all these mundane tastes. I love to eat meat. I love to drink beer. I love to have illicit affairs with other women, or just watch some porn stuff. Or I love to what is it? Anything? It's illicit sex, intoxication. I love to gamble. I like to go to KTM, Kuda, Toto, Magnum. I like to go to KTM, Tekan, Mapu. Thinking some number to strike. Now, when I start to have that higher taste, when I start to accept the things slowly, when I start to get the higher taste, the mundane taste goes. That's for neophyte. And the neophyte becomes a little sober. And in that sobriety, he could chant the Hare Krishna even slightly better, and he could read the Shastra. At that time, the spiritual master start to give, okay, you are not mad or crazy. You are somehow rather became sober. Now let's start step one, the baby step. The first step into this, into the life of devotional service, the spiritual master offers a initiation. Right? So initiation. See, we thought the person who don't become sober when the spiritual master initiate, they will never take instruction. They turn back to the spiritual master and say, who are you to tell me this? Are you trying to teach me? Like that. But once you become sober, when the instruction spiritual master, yes, master. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Maharaj. Whatever you say, I follow. All right? So you become more and more sober. Then after that, you follow more rules and regulation. That means you enter into the arena of devotional service. Okay, what is the first rules? Okay, now you should not offend anybody. You enter, there's a signboard in front. It says, there's a big, huge stadium of devotional service. Now you have got the ticket ready. You are going to enter into the stadium. When you enter the stadium, what is the first rules? There's a big place. The big rules says, do not offend anyone inside the stadium. Do not offend anyone that stays in the stadium. If you do that, I'll kick you out. You'll be kicked out on the spot when you offend anyone. So there is a big rules put, like how you enter Singapore. There's a big rule says, if you drink drugs, we'll kill you. You'll be sentenced to death. So similarly, there's a big signboard says that you do not do this. Then you enter. So first rules, don't offend the devotees. Then what is the second thing? Make sure whatever you listen from a spiritual master, pay attention. Don't think you're chanting of Hare Krishna is just like another ritual. Don't think everything is same. Ganesh, Shiva, Brahma, and Krishna all same. Don't think this is another ritualistic ceremony. Right? And don't misbehave. Don't think don't disobey your spiritual master. And make sure you're very attentive in your chanting, the 10th offense. If you can't follow the attentiveness, all the 9 offenses can easily be broken because you're not paying attention. Right? So you enter the thing. So after you enter the thing, you're going through the training. You're undergoing training. All right. This training, that training, also, 64 limbs. Then after you see all the trainings and you start to wonder, oh my God, I got so much of training with so much of things to do. What can I do now? Never mind. Out of 64, make sure you concentrate on the 9 first. The 9 limbs. Oh, really? So out of 64, I follow the main 9 this thing. Smaranam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, listening, hearing, and remembering. Right? Then after that, Pada Sevanam, worshipping the Lord. Study the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then this is the 9 this thing. After you master the 9, I say, okay, so what is next? Then they say, I'll tell you the secret. Out of the 9, the 3 is the most important. Oh, really? If you just follow the 3, it's considered you have done your 9, you have done, consider you've done your 64. All the 64 rules and regulation, all the 9 rules and regulation, all considered done if you just concentrate on these 3. And what is that? Hear very attentively. All right? Chant, sing, chanting very attentively. And remember, listening, chanting, and remembering. Okay? When you can do these 3, you are considered you've done everything. And that is the secret. Ultimate secret. Just follow the 3. Right? Do I need to do deity worship? Not necessary. Do I need to do that? Not necessary. Then what should I do? Every day listen to Harikatha. Listen to the story. What Krishna's story? Listen to his pastimes. Okay? Then remember it, what you have heard. Okay? Then chant about it, speak about it, glorify it. Smaranam, Kirtanam, Padas, Smaranam, Kirtanam. All right? What they call? Smaranam, Kirtanam, Vandanam, yes. Smaranam, Kirtanam. Okay, yes. My Sanskrit is totally out already. Okay, big. That means hearing, remembering, and chanting. The 3 things. Okay. But what is the advantage? If you're going to do these things very carefully, every day listen to Krishna Katha. The story is the pastimes of Lord Krishna, which is narrated by the Acharyas, not any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Not going to cinema and watch some movies, right? Like the Krishna stories, right? All right. So all these kind of things is no. Not some serials, not some cartoons. You don't see Krishna you don't watch cartoons. All right. So now avoid that. Okay, listen from Acharya, what the Acharya is trying to tell you. So listen to what Acharya, okay, now listen to what your spiritual master says, what our Prabhupada says, and what the Acharyas like Bhakti Vinod Thakur saying, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada saying, and what Rupa Goswami saying, Sanatan Goswami, all right? All of them have written so many books. Or Tattva Sambandha Sandarbha and Bhajana Rahasya, Jaiva Dharma, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Devotion. All right, Nectar of Devotion was written by Hari, what they call, what is his name? Srila Rupa Goswami. And the commentary to that 300 years ago, around 296 years ago, in the year 1796, 1793, like that, was commented by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And what is the book? They call Nectar of Devotion. What Nectar of Devotion in Sanskrit? What is the word? What Chinta? What Sindhu? What Sindhu?
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is written by that. But Vishwanath Chakravarti's commentary, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. All right? That's a commentary. So we study all that. After you study all that, if you go, then you come to the level of ecstatic prema. You come to the level of ecstatic bhava. You start to see Krishna everywhere. You don't isolate your mind. Krishna only exists in my ISKCON temple. Krishna exists in every ISKCON temple. Sometimes when we go to ISKCON, we say, oh, this is my center, Ipoh. When I go to KL, after all, Ipoh deities are more prettier. You go to Todu, okay, nothing can be like Ipoh. So we start to see the difference, right? But the thing is, when we go there, we start to see Krishna in everywhere. We go to ISKCON temple, we go to Gaudiya Math, we go anywhere. We start to get attracted to Krishna and we see all kind of devotees. We don't even want to see what is their background. Whether the fellow is a Gaudiya Math, whether the fellow is a Ritvik, or whether the fellow is a Smartha, all that, or this Sahajya, all that we don't care. As long as we see a person with tilak, we get so excited. Oh, a devotee of the Lord. So that means you become more and more humble. You become more and more, what they call, your false ego is almost get rid of it. I mean, your false ego start existing. Then after that, you come to the level of Raganuga. Then after Raganuga, then you come to the level of Bhava. And after you come to the level of Bhava, the ecstatic, then you come to the level of Prema. After you go to the level of prema, you become unstoppable. All right, you go to this thing, and after that, when we give up the body, we go back home, straight back home, back to Godhead. So when we come to the level of bhava towards prema, that's when we start to realize our swarupa siddhi, our original form. All right. So you may think, oh my God, can I have this? Yes, you will have it. But you have to make a decision whether you want to have it in this birth, or maybe you want to have it in another 10 birth, or maybe next birth, or the following birth. The decision is in our hand. Krishna have given us the minute independence of choice. He said, choose when you want to have it. You want to have it now? Do you have to intensify? Right? Oh, I want to take my time. Krishna says, okay, no problem. You give up this body, you go to the next body, definitely go into body of a pure devotee. You're going to go body of a Vaishnava. This thing, then you're going to continue. Then maybe in this body, you follow Vaidhi sadhana. Next birth, you're going to follow this bhava. And after following birth, maybe you go to prema. Its choice is in your hand. But Srila Prabhupada says, but if you just follow what I say, you have a chance of going back home, back to Godhead in this very birth itself. The possibilities are there. Okay, because we may say, but the Vedas don't say that. Vedas don't say that. But if the Acharya wants it, it can be done. All right, the Acharyas wants it, it can be done. Okay, in the 11th canto or 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, I think 12th canto, right? There's says who can alter and change Srimad Bhagavatam according to the time, place, and circumstances. Who are the person? The Bhakti Vedantas, or the Bhakti Vedanta, the Bhakti Vedantas, or the pure devotee of Krishna. He can even alter the instruction according to the time, place, and circumstances. I was listening to our lecture this morning, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada told his disciple to go to London to preach. He said, go and start a center. Go and start a center and attract people to come and preach. And before he left, he said, if at all you need to cook meat and offer them, do it. Can you imagine? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada says, if you think you need to offer them meat to attract them, go for it. Just do it. But make sure they chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Then even Prabhupada told Harikesh Maharaj, you're going to this Romania and all this kind of world, there's no vegetables, only meat, go for it. Eat meat or eat fish at least. Try, if you can't, don't try to eat meat, but try to take fish at least to keep your body and soul together. Eat fish, but make sure you preach. And now the whole entire communist bloc in Romania, Poland, Russia, all are broken because of this Harikesh Maharaj. And of course, inspired by Srila Prabhupada. So we should understand. So Bhakti Vedanta can alter the rules and regulation. When Prabhupada says in this very birth itself, you can go back home, back to Godhead, it is possible. But the choice is in your hand. If any one of you now suddenly feel like you want to do a degree, you could do it. Right? There's no such thing, oh, I'm old at this thing. If at all you suddenly feel, hey, I want to go and get a degree in some subject, you could just go for it. But what is the thing you're going to do? You have to intensify your studies. You cannot give any excuses in your life. You cannot say, oh, I'm old, I cannot, I'm disabled. Even you take a magnifying glass, one big glass, and just study, do it. You could even get your degree now itself. Even you can do your PhD now itself. But it's whether you want or don't want. So this is the opportunity Prabhupada have given. So if you think you want to go back home at this very birth itself, you want to go to the level of Raganuga, Bhava, Prema in this very birth itself, you have to intensify your sadhan bhakti. All right. So with that thought, let's start this program, because I just want, why I'm telling you all this now, because starting from this chapter onwards, I want you to really pay attention. And even if you think you want to set your goals, you can write something and even put it on, you want to put it on the wall, you could even do it. You just do it. All right. So just certain principles here. So keep the book handy in your hand. Try to underline certain words that inspire you. You do not need to underline everything. So certain words that inspire you, try to write it in a small card or something like that. Keep it in your breast pocket. Whenever you are chanting, before you start chanting, whenever you're traveling, whenever you're on anywhere, whenever you got nothing to do, just take it and just read it. And keep reminding yourself, all right, where do I want to go at this birth? You just put your effort. If you really want it, Krishna will fulfill it. It is just like the child of a millionaire. The millionaire's child just tells, oh, Dad, I just wish I can have a little control car, remote control car. The child innocently asking, I just wish I can have a small remote control car. But the millionaire father may build a factory for him. or he can get the latest and the most expensive remote control car. But you have to desire for it. So today, from 15 onwards, we're going to create the desire. I want you to have the desire. Desire is a human nature. A human can never survive without desire. Even you want to go back home, back to God, it's also a desire. All right. So let's desire. Oh, dear Krishna, dear spiritual master or Srila Prabhupada, kindly offer me the boon. I do not want anything else. Just give me that boon. That give me that prema. Give me that bhava and prema. Give me that ecstatic feeling. Make me fully absorbed in the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. And I just want to be the servant of the servant of the servant. Please give me that intelligence. And you'll be surprised. Let's see what is chapter 15 all about. Raganuga Virajantim abhivyaktam Vrajavasi janadishu Ragatmikam anushritaya Saraganugo chate. Right. So it's quoted now. Who's telling this? Sorry. All right. So this is Srila Rupa Goswami is commenting. Example of spontaneous devotional service can be easily seen in Krishna's direct associate. Remember this. The example of spontaneous devotional service easily seen in Krishna's direct associate. Let's think about who is Krishna's direct associate. The gopis, right? All these things. So you just think, okay, in where you can find it? In Vrindavan, right? The spontaneous dealing of the residents of Vrindavan in relationship with Krishna is called Ragatmika. Okay, that means the spontaneous dealing of the residents of Vrindavan in relationship with Krishna is called Raga Atmika. Okay, now before you go to Raganuga, what is Raga Atmika? Is one step above Raganuga. So now we say, so the spontaneous dealing, whenever Krishna comes, whenever there is a spontaneous dealing with Krishna, is called Raga Atmika. Please remember this thing. These beings don't have to learn anything about devotional service. So these are the people who they don't know what is devotional service all about. Okay, when Narada Muni, when Krishna was having a severe headache, he told Narada, Sri Narada Muni, and says, Srila Narada, go and get the dust from the lotus feet of my pure devotees. That's the only remedy for my headache. All right. So Narada went to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva says, oh, go away. Are you want to put me in trouble? Then he went to Brahma. He said, go away. You don't put me in trouble. What do you mean? Take my lotus, the dust from my feet and put on Krishna's head? What, are you joking? Like that, he went all around. But after that, they couldn't find anything. Then after that, he went to that place where gopis and gopis are there. And gopis saw Narada Muni. And he asked, how is Krishna? He said, Krishna is having headache. A severe headache. When they heard that he's having a severe headache, they almost to faint. Say, why? What has gone wrong with him? Did you do? They all become like Kanchung, all become Gabra, right? Then after they says, but wait, hold on. But Krishna says there's only one remedy. I say, what is it? We are even willing to give up our life for it. Just tell what you want. He said, the dust from the lotus feet of his pure devotee is the only remedy for the headache. So, I think you are the pure devotee of the Lord. Can I have the dust of your lotus feet? He was asking very scared, fearfully, because he got gna from Shiva and Brahma. So he went and asked, if you don't mind, you want the dust from the roof? So they all start jumping on the sand and everything. Now take this dust and go at once. Make sure it's out of headache, right? Take all the dust now. They shoot the leg. Now take faster. Don't waste your time. They say, wait. Aren't you afraid of being offensive and you can go to hell for that? He said, we are willing to go anywhere, even go to hell also, we don't care, as long Krishna is not having headache. So that's called spontaneous. When everybody came and said, Krishna is Supreme Personality, he said, who? Even Srimati Yasoda do not know that Krishna is the Supreme. Nanda Baba, Gopals, Gopis, none of them recognize Krishna as their Supreme Personality of Godhead. They just don't know. And you go and tell them, they are not interested. Oh, Krishna Supreme Personality. What? He's my son. Oh, Krishna Supreme Personality. Do you know? Hey, no, he's my lover. I'm having a loving pastime with him. Oh, what are you talking? They just chase about. So that means they just don't understand anything about relationship. Because you know why? they are already perfect in all regulative principle. So now the Vaidhi sadhana means they have perfected in all regulative principle, perfected, and they have achieved the spontaneous loving service of the Supreme. Now, the word that we should underline, that we should, this thing is, that means what? They have already perfect in all the regulative principle, right? So once you perfect your regulative principle, perfect it, that means that's when you only can achieve spontaneous or Raganuga, living service, right? So now think about it. Now, do you think you want to follow the 4 regulative principle for a beginning? If any of you are not following, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex, if any of you are not following, now do you think it's worth following? Think about it. If you can follow that basic thing, then you can follow the others, right? If you think that you are a very short-tempered person, sometimes you can get very irritable person, sometimes you're so sensitive, you cannot allow anyone to come and offend you. You get very easily offended. Or sometimes you can't see any nonsense things happen in the temple, So like example, like a fighter cock. Just give me a second. All right. Okay. Just like, short temper. Easily can get irritated, easily can fight, and don't care about this of this blaspheming devotee and all these kind of things, because you think maybe you are a very senior devotee and all these kind of things. Now, do you think it's worth it? Do you really want to look for a fight? Or you rather stay sober? Become like Jada Bharat. Jada means what? Like a dumb, dumb fella, right? What do you call it in English? Dumb, or like Down syndrome, right? There's a thing. The child will be just like the Down syndrome people, or not Down. That's one syndrome they call it. What is that, Prabhu? Vaishnava Prabhu? What is the syndrome? They are not very reflective. They are just in one place. They are all like a normal person, but they are so dull-headed. What is the term they call it? The kind of psychiatric condition. Anyway, Vaishnava Prabhu is there.
Yeah, but I'm not able to get Down syndrome. They are very cheerful people, Babu.
Yeah. No, like sometimes you see, right, people who are just like, Tamil we call mandam. Mandama irukangala. Mandam அப்படி mandama irukangala. What do you call it in English? Dull, right? Dull. I think there's a word dull, huh?
Yeah, mandam is dull, Babu.
Dull, like dull-headed. When you say, you are a fool. Yes, I'm a fool. No, you're not a fool. You're a bloody fool. Yes, Prabhu, I'm really a bloody fool. Yes. You're a rascal. Yes, I'm a bloody rascal. Yes. You think you're so clever? No, Prabhu, I'm so stupid. And people say, look at her, look at the survey that she do. Okay. When you can go to that level of tolerance, please study the book of Jada Bharat. All right. Jada Bharat is a good thing. First, he was a king. Then after that, he renounced the kingdom. Then he went to the forest. When he said the deer is in distress, what he thought to himself, I as the king, I am the king of all subjects. But he have renounced the kingdom. But he still couldn't come out from that idea that he's still a king. And after that, he got attached to the deer, because the impurity that is still there, he attached to the deer, and next birth he's born as a deer. He regretted entire lifetime of born as a deer. Then after that, he born as a human being, and he decided to become like a dull-headed person. So now we think, is it worth to become a dull-headed? Worth it. Because we have a goal. We have a goal that we want to have that Raganuga. We want to be like in Vrinda Brajavasi, that we want to have a spontaneous loving service. Who is that person to come and tell me that you are this and that? I think like I've shared with you, some of you, you know the story, what happened around a few years ago, during Taipusam time. A guy came and confronted me, because I parked in front of the thing, as he confronted me, and he spit on my face. Can you imagine? He spit. If I'm the older kind of Punithan or older kind of person, I should have killed him on the spot. But I don't know where that kind of tolerance came. But after that, I couldn't take it. I just tolerated. I just say, okay. And the policeman catch hold of him and it's an old man somehow. Then I washed my face. Then after that, I start to boil. How that fellow could do that? I was suffering that anxiety maybe for a month, thinking about it, thinking of ways how to attack him. Went to the social media, look for him. But after that, I just say, never mind, just forget it, forget it, forget it. Now, few years later, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter at all. So the way that I am going to react to him, it is not worth it. Now it doesn't matter at all. After a few years, I've just forgotten. Of course, I still remember the feeling of the saliva on my face. It's so disgusting, right? So that's the thing. So we have to think, is it worth? No, it's not worth it. Ego, no need. Identification, no need. I am this, I am that, no need. You know, I just always remember that I am always a servant of the servant of the servant. Always remember, this is how I remind myself. I am a mate. You know, if you have a housemate, what will happen? If you have a housemate, if your housemate clean your house so nicely, you don't praise her. But if you see some mistake, you chastise her. Hey, ini pun tak tahu buat kah? You tak tahu ke ini? Tengok, you mau tengok ini tempat sangat kotor. Apa tidur ke you? Huh? We scold her. But the maid don't respond to you. She don't protest. Hey, saya selalu rumah saya selalu nicely saya cuci. So clean, sangat bersih. Ini satu hari, ini first time dalam ini 1 tahun, sikit kotor. Lagi you mau kriau, lagi you mau marah sama saya kah? The maid don't protest. The maid simply take the chastisement. Sorry, puan. Sorry, ma'am. Go back and clean up the place. And she don't get very upset. How dare? I've been cleaning the house so nicely. The stupid lady came and shouted at me like this. How? She don't protest. Because the maid do not deserve respect. The maid do not deserve recognition. Okay? The maid do not deserve or expect respect or recognition or some kind of glorification. The maid is not deserve all this. So what is our goal? That we all wanted to become the maid servant of Srimati Radharani. The servant of the servant. Okay? Dasanudas. The servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. So when we want to become the maid servant, we have to be prepared to have that kind of mentality. So now, as an ordinary person, oh, I cannot do that. But now think about it. Is it worth it? So this Raganuga, chapter 15 onwards, is going to be something like an inspirational chapter, a motivational chapter. The motivation of you become a dull-headed person. Everywhere you go, the motivation is to make you great. But here, the motivation is to make you very insignificant. Why? Because in that level only you could able to relish the Nama Prabhu. Right? So like that. So don't think it's going to be a very negative kind of environment. It's not going to be a negative motivational talk. It is going to, for you to realize where do you stand. And just ask yourself this question. Is it worth it for me to get agitated? Is it worth it for me to retaliate? Is it worth it to pick a fight? Is it worth it to do dosha kirtan? When you find someone make a mistake, go and tell everybody, oh, you know, is it worth it? Or if someone want to come and tell you, is it worth listening to him? Just close your ears and say, sorry, I'm not interested. Oh, wow, so, what do you call? Devotee, so, what do you call? Action, show off. When I want to tell something, close the ears and say, I'm not interested to hear. It's okay. Don't allow anybody to come and disturb your consciousness. Don't allow anyone. So one of the Vaidhi sadhana also we studied, don't associate with this person, don't associate with that person, you know, don't even your own family members who are karmi, don't associate with them. Why? This is all Vaidhi sadhana. That's when you can come to that spontaneous loving, because when you want to love Krishna, you have to give your 100% attention to Krishna. Your eyes only see Krishna, your nose only smell the food, that the fragrance of Krishna, your ear only want to listen to Harikatha. That is the thing. And that's what we're going to go through. And of course, we're going to go through this chapter 15 onwards extremely slow. We are not going to rush. I'm not surprised if these few chapters are going to take another 1 or 2 months. Right? But it doesn't matter. We have to relish each and every word of it. And let's see how we can apply in our life. For example, the cowherd boys are playing with Krishna, do not have to learn the austerity of penance of yogic practice, how to play with him. All right, the cowherd boys, Gopals, they simply play with Krishna. They don't need to go and perform austerities or severe penance, go into the Himalaya, go into the jungle, go into the forest, go into the cave to chant, meditate. just to how to play with it, because it becomes spontaneous. They have passed all tests of regulative principle. Please underline this statement. They have passed all tests of regulative principle. Right? So now let's reflect to ourselves. Am I still struggling with my regulative principle? If yes, pray to Krishna. Krishna is there. He wants to listen to you. If you then you pray to Srimati Radharani. Oh, mother, I'm still struggling with all these kind of things. Pray to your spiritual master. Pray to Srila Prabhupada. Prayer is what? Prayer means communicating with God. Right? The communication with God, we call it as prayer. Pray. They are there to want to listen to you. Every day we are singing songs, all these kind of songs. And what actually we are singing? We are glorifying and he wants to listen. He wants to hear you sing about him. When he really want to hear from you, why not you speak to him? Ask, he will grant, right? So the past all tests of negative principle in their previous lives. And as a result, they are now elevated to the position of direct association with Krishna and his dear friends. Their spontaneous attitude is called Raga Atmika Bhakti. The spontaneous attitude is called as Raga Atmika Bhakti. Raganuga, perfection of the, what they call? Vaidhi sadhana. So now, what we can understand, is it worth it? Is it worth picking a fight? Is it worth finding fault? Is it worth that you deserve, you expect some respect? Is it this thing? No, it's not worth it at all. It's not worth it at all, right? It's not worth it at all. So but of course, we have to be very respectful to each other. As a devotee, you put up a standard, be respectful to everyone, be loving to everyone, but be strict to yourself and make sure you keep yourself straight. So, and now, so if you can do that, they are elevated to the position of direct association. Now let's look at the next one, quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 271. Right? Is it Srimad Bhagavatam? No. 12271. Oh, no, sorry. This is quoting Srila Rupa Goswami is quoting in East, what they call first ocean, East Ocean, second wave, text 271 and 272. This is a explanation of Srila, they call Rupa Goswami is explaining. He says, Raganuga Vivekartam Adav Ragatmiko Chate Ishteswara Sike Ragaha Parama Vistata Bhavet Tanmayi Ya Bhavet Bhaktihi Kshatra Ragatmiko Dita. Rupa Goswami has defined Ragatmika Bhakti, right? He's defining, all right? Ragatmika as what? As the spontaneous attraction. First thing, underline. So, he defined Ragatmika as a spontaneous attraction for something, okay? For something while completely absorbed in thought in it, all right? So, it's a spontaneous attraction for something while completely absorbed in thought of it. That means you're already thinking about it, then you start to have the spontaneous attraction, all right? With an intense desire of love. Say the first time when you're falling in love, you're courting a girl or what, or boy. So that time, imagine you always, you have so much of spontaneous attraction. Why? How you get the spontaneous attraction? Because you're fully absorbed in your girlfriend or boyfriend. I mean, especially when you're first time falling in love. Completely absorbed in the thoughts with intense desire of love. But of course, here in this material world, Krishna have given us just only once, a few times in life. Okay? We had that kind of feeling. But of course, after that, we forget. But anyway, I don't want to go that detail. So he said, spontaneous attraction for something while you're completely absorbed in thought in it with an intense desire of love. So, devotional service executed with such feeling, now Prabhupada is telling, Rupa Goswami, devotional service executed with such a feeling. That means you perform your devotional service in such a feeling of spontaneous love is called Raga Atmika Bhakti. How we can do that? When you go to the kitchen and start cooking, don't talk. Don't think about anything else. No need to talk about how are you, how's your grandchildren, have you eaten, have you bathed, all that not necessary. Just pay obeisances before you enter the kitchen. Once you enter the kitchen and go into that meditation. What meditation? the fruits that you are cutting, the vegetables you are cutting, the preparation of the food you are cooking, and you just meditate how much Krishna is going to love this food. And you intensely pray to Srimati Radharani, my dear mother, my dear Srimati Radharani, the most confidential associate, the great lover of Sri Krishna. You know, I am such a fallen person and I'm trying my best to cook for Krishna. I don't know whether I'm doing the right thing or not. I'm so misinformed. Oh, mother, kindly inspire me to cook the way that Krishna loves the most. Every vegetable that I cut, every vegetable I stir, every potatoes I boil, every curry that I that I cook, everything is inspired by you, oh dear Radharani, Srimati Radharani. Everything inspired by you. Please take over my hands. Please take over my the spoon. All right. What do you call the wood? The spoon. Okay. Anyway, so please take over that and please cook on my behalf. I hope that Krishna. So in that extreme meditation, right? I have seen so many times because in last the Janmashtami, first time I went and joined the kitchen and start cooking. You know, I mean not first time, but now directly involved. You know, I cook some maha. I never cooked in my life. I make dosa. The only thing I know how to make dosa. I didn't realize, but anyway. And I start to see the Mataji all come. They talk that story, this story, that story. You know, oh the Narsinga Maha Avatar Narsinga movie, the Tater. Oh this la that la this la that la. Oh my God. We must understand we are cooking for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? And my daughter made a big mistake on that day. All right. And of course, being a very observant person, I was thinking, she made the cheese ball. She made cheese and made a cheese kind of kofta, like cheese ball. She's a good cook, actually. She made the cheese ball. And end up the cheese that she made was not so many. All right. Maybe it has around 40, 50 cheese balls. And after she cooked, she discussed with another person. I think we should take this and hide it. Or we should take some and hide it. Because the some Prabhus are working, you know, they think they will take what they call, they will take their prasadam later, so we have to save it for them. Then another devotee who's supposed to be quite senior to my daughter, of course, she said, yes, I think you should take some and hide it. But my second daughter heard that, she became furious. And she said, do you know Father don't allow all this? Because I always tell, when we go to the temple, when we get prasadam, prasadam means mercy. We have to depend on Krishna, how much food that Krishna willing to give it to us. Not when you are directly involved, when you actively cook. You know, when the time prasadam comes, you pack everything, you put in a plate, close it and hide it one place. You eat it later. That is a very wrong attitude. Extremely wrong attitude. And it's very unacceptable. I cannot accept that. So I told my children, do not do that. Even we only get one handful of rice, right? That is also a mercy of Krishna. So we only have to depend on the mercy of Krishna, how much food that Krishna, prasadam that Krishna is willing to give it to us. Never pack your food, never prepare the food just don't prepare everything, hide it somewhere so that you can eat it later. So the thing happened when my wife took some plate and put all because there's so many varieties and she knows that some of them are my favorite. She put everything and she put it. When I went there, she just said, I have packed the food for you. I have already prepared the plate for you. Then I looked at her, I said, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Oh, no, because I'm afraid you may finish. I said, I do not accept that. How many times I have to tell you? But of course, I said a little bit loud so that other people can hear what I'm saying. I didn't ask you to prepare this thing that. Then that time when another devotee came and I just took the plate, I said, Prabhu, I think they have prepared some prasadam. It's going to finish. Anyway, we just kept one for any devotees. And since you're here, you take it. I give it away. So my daughter went and told my elder girl, says nothing doing. Then after that, so what I'm trying to tell you here is, while you're cooking, your meditation is pack the food and keep it away. Right? And after that, if you think like that means before you offer, you start your mouth start watering already. Oh, looks so tasty. Yum, yum, yum. Before even offering, it's gone. Right. Then after I call, I chastise them, of course. Then of course, then my second girl, I'm so happy that she went and told another boy, another youth boy. And he says, yes, I believe I agree to your father and I agree to Aishwarya, my second girl. I don't want all this. Okay, you pack for me, sir. Then after that, what she felt so bad, she went and put it in front. But anyway, what I'm trying to tell you here is something that I've noticed is when we cook for Krishna, when we don't have spontaneous attitude, whatever food that we are preparing, we are relishing it in our mind. Wow, smell nice. So when the smell itself, you could visualize how the taste is going to look like. That is very bad. We must always remember that we are cooking for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And who going to serve him? Srimati Radharani going to serve him. Don't make Srimati Radharani, once the food goes through the parambara and goes to her, she see the plate, don't let her throw the plate away. No, this food is rejected. It's okay. What happened if the food is rejected? So the food that you offer to Krishna without any attention, without this thing, it is called as karmic free diet. That means the food, no karma, no sin. All right. But if the food you cook with so much of love and attention, when you offer to Krishna, when Krishna accepts it, it turns into prasadam. Prasadam means mercy. And how you should honor the prasadam? Not chatting, not having like a coffee shop, sit there, talk story and eat. You should sit in one place. So usually what I will do, I will just take out that the bhajan, right? I just read that the prasadam mantra, right? So what I do is like this. Sarira Abhidejal Jodendrai Tahekal. I don't read that. So what I will do, before I just put the prasadam in front of me, I just meditate. He said, this material body is a network of ignorance and the senses are one's deadly enemies. For they throw the soul into the ocean of material sense enjoyment. Only the senses throw you into the ocean of material enjoyment. Among the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and verily wicked. It is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world. Lord Krishna is very merciful. Just to control the tongue, he has given us the remnants of his own food. Now, please eat these nectarian grains while singing the glories of their lordship, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. And in love, call out, Chaitanya Nitai. Okay? So, I just read that and I just close my eyes and I just start to eat very slowly and enjoying every morsel. All right? I'm just sharing. I'm not saying I am setting up a benchmark. I'm saying this is how I practice my honoring prasadam. Right? So sometimes when they start to talk and all this, I just don't waste your time. Just come out. When people talk to me, I just look at him. I just nod or just say one, 2 words. Then they know I don't want to be disturbed. I don't want to be disturbed. So like that. So that means when you see in our temple, when there's a lot of issues happening, lot of clashes happening, where is the problem? The problem is at the kitchen. The prasadam is not purifying their senses. All right. So we must be always careful. So when Mataji is here or Prabhu's here, when you are going to cook, make sure your consciousness is straight. All right. So because you can start to apply this Ragatmika Bhakti in the kitchen itself. When you make a garland, just imagine the garland is going to the Supreme, not to the stone, not to the idol, but going to the neck of the Supreme Personality. All right. You're going to put it, and of course, Srimati Radharani going to look at it. Oh, Krishna, look at this. You know, can I see any names here? Who's the name? I just can put one name. Okay. Karpia Saraswati Mataji. Right? Oh, look at the garland made by Karpia Saraswati Mataji. Oh, you look so nice. She did a good job. Before you could enjoy the beauty of Krishna, the first person to relish is Srimati Radharani. So we have to always keep our mind in that way. So if Karpia Saras Mataji is making that garland and she's making so nice garland, in that meditation, oh, how Krishna going to enjoy. You are doing your work, but your meditation is fully absorbed. Okay, we also studied before, right? Even you can't afford it, you don't know how to make a garland, you can even meditate on it. You still have the same benefit of doing that sadhan bhakti. All right? So, sa kama rupa sambandha rupa cheti bhave dvida. Devotional service under the heading of Ragatmika. Now, Rupa Goswami is saying, under the headings of Ragatmika can be further divided into 2 categories. What is that? Ragatmika can be divided into 2 categories. So, first category is called sensual attraction and the others are called relationship. All right. So, the 2 category of Ragatmika Bhakti can be divided into 2. Ragatmika. So, what is that? First is sensual attraction. Second is relationship. It is just how we can think about it. Example, okay, now I'm in love with a girl. I saw a girl and I feel like falling in. I like that girl very much. So I'm visually attracted to her. Sensually and visually, I'm attracted to her. Yes, I want that girl. I want to marry her. Then after that, you married her. So it's a relationship. So sensual attraction, then relationship. Are you all following me on this? If you follow, please put a thumbs up. Are you all following me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Please put a thumbs up. Those who are following. Uh-oh. No one follow me. Am I too fast? Oh, Krishna. I'm so sorry. I'm got so excited today. Gandhi Mataji is the only person follow. How about others? Nandari Mataji, Pailing Mataji, Sadguna Mataji, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu. All okay? Are you following me? Or you want me to repeat?
But I'm not able to locate what you're reading, Babu.
Don't worry about that, Prabhu. Ayyo. But did you listen to what I've said?
That is okay. But I'm not able
Okay.
to locate the line here for reading.
It's at page devotional service.
Page 119, Prabhu.
One?
119.
Oh, yeah, you.
Third
Okay.
paragraph.
Thank you, Mataji.
Welcome, Prabhu.
Yes, third paragraph.
But only I couldn't follow the line. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Hare Krishna
First of
Prabhu.
all,
Hare Krishna
yes,
Prabhu.
Mataji.
In the book, in the Nectar Devotion book, it's written not Raga Atmika, it's written Raganuga.
Yes.
It's the same, right?
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's mentioned Raganuga. Huh? So actually, so I have wrote a note in my book. All right, let me see. Oh, my site. So number one, okay, the book has mentioned as Raganuga, but actually it's supposed to sound as Ragatmika. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you.
Because they edited the book. So spontaneous devotional service we call as Raga Nuga Sadhan Bhakti. And there's an example here is mentioned. Okay, I've wrote here. The first paragraph, the spontaneous dealing of the residents of Vrindavan relation with Krishna is called Raga Nuga. Correct? Actually, it has been revised as Raga Atmika. Okay, I've made a note because my teacher was telling when I was studying this book. So the Raga Nuga, so I've underlined all this work, Raga Nuga, Raga Nuga, Raga Nuga. Okay, all Raga Nuga in this chapter should be known as Raga Atmika. Okay. So please, what do you do? Make a circle, example. Okay. Thank God you asked me that question, Mataji. Okay, let me see. Okay. Now, for instance, you see this thing. Oh, yeah. What's this thing says in your book? Raganuga, Ragatmika?
Book says Raganuga Bhakti.
Raganuga, right? Okay. Just circle all these Raganuga, wherever you see Raganuga, and put there number one. Put there number one and put a footnote. All right. So I did that actually. So at the bottom, I put a footnote says, okay, number one. So all the things you circle it and put there, it is to be known as Ragatmika. Okay. So all the Raganuga, the word that you see, you just circle it and put there, it is to be known as Ragatmika. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you.
No, there was explanation. Now I can't remember the explanation. They were saying that, no. Anyway. Okay. So any other question? So we understand the headings of Ragatmika can be further divided into two categories. Number one is sensual attraction Number 2 is relationship. That is how we are attracted. All right. So, okay, now before that, am I going too fast? Or is it okay? The speed is okay?
For me,
Fine.
okay.
Just nice.
Oh, just nice. Huh? Okay, okay, okay. No, because I'm just fresh after listening to some lectures. All right. So now it's 8:36. Shall we just take 2 minutes break? A washroom break? Just take 2 minutes. We'll be back. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, I just remembered. Okay, why it's Ragatmika? Because the Ragatmika is only meant for only the person of like gopis, gopals, and the residents of Vrindavan only can come to the level of Ragatmika. All right. So since we are talking about Ragatmika, it is supposed to be referred to the Brajavasis. Okay. You all follow me? You got it?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, so from now on is Raga Atmika, is it?
Yes, now it's Ragatmika because we are referring to Vrajavasis, Gopis, Gopals.
Oh, you mean
Is
later?
Raga- Yes. So
Later.
Raganuga Vivekartam Adav Ragatmikochate. So Ragatmika, all right, is a spontaneous attraction for someone fully absorbed. That means this kind of Ragatmika means it's only meant for only the one who can come to the level of Ragatmika is only the residents of the Vrindavan. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu, thanks.
But for us human being, we can go to the level of Raganuga. I was just thinking, contemplating, where did I remember hearing, but I just remembered. Okay. So if like for instance here is called Atta Raganuga. Okay, that's Raganuga. Virajindam Abhyakta Vrajavasi Janadusu. So Vrajavasi. So what is the mood of Vrajavasi? They are in the mode of Raga Atmikam. You got it? So the Raga Atmika here is supposed to be for the people in, the residents of Vrindavan. Okay, that's why it says that the spontaneous dealing. Raganuga means spontaneous. The word Raganuga means what? Spontaneous. Okay, let's get this thing straight now. Okay. Now, okay, number 1. Raganuga. Oh, can you see this? Is it too small?
Small Prabhu.
Okay. All right. Now, let's see. Raganuga means, it means what? Spontaneous. Spontaneous. All right. And number 2, Ragatmika means spontaneous by Vrajavasi. Or we can also call action. Okay. Actions of Vrajavasi is called as Ragatmika. You all got it? Everyone? So the word Raganuga means spontaneous. Okay. And Ragatmika means the spontaneous action of Vrajavasi. And Ragatmika only can be expressed by Vrajavasis. Okay. Everyone, are you following me on this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vaishnav Kripa Prabhu. Okay. How about others? Gandhi Mataji, Nanda Devi Mataji. Put a thumbs up if you're following me.
Okay, Prabhu,
Okay.
for me.
Great. Okay. Sarguna Mataji, are you following me on this? Saki Champakalata? Great. Okay. Yeah, I just remembered this. Right? Because we were wondering, hey, why the thing is like that? Okay. Because it means that Raganuga means spontaneous. Ragatmika means the spontaneous action. Okay. And Ragatmika only can be relished by the Brajavasis. Okay. Thank God you asked me that. If not, we will be like missed. Okay. All right. So devotional service under heading of Ragatmika. Sa Kama Rupa Sambandha Rupa. Kama Rupa. Kama Rupa means sensual. Okay. Kama Rupa means what? Sensual. In the case, it's a kind of a lusty attraction, lustful attraction. Kama Rupa. Then Sambandha Rupa. Sambandha Rupa means Sambandham, the relationship Rupa. All right. So Bhavet Dvida. Dvida means it's divided. That means it is divided into, which is Kama Rupa and Sambandha Rupa. Okay. Now let's look at the next one. So in 7th canto, chapter 1, text 30 and 31, Tata hi Shaptame, Kama Dveshat Bayat Sneha, Yata Bhaktyeshvara Manaha, Aveshya Tat Agam Hitva, Bahavas Tat Gatim Gata. So in this connection, there's a statement of Narada Muni. All right. Here the Narada Muni is speaking to Yudhishthira in the 7th canto, first chapter, verse 30, Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Narada says, my dear king, there are many devotees who first become attracted to the Supreme Personality for the purpose of sense gratification. From being envious of him, out of fear of him. So that means first, there are many devotees who first become attracted to Krishna for the purpose of sense gratification, or being envious of him, or out of fear of him, or desiring to associate affectionately with him. Okay, there are the 4 reasons. One is they first become attracted, purpose of sense gratification. They want to come and, enjoy themselves with Krishna. Second is they are envious of Krishna. Third is they are scared of Krishna. And of course, desiring to associate, okay, as affection, like as a devotee. So ultimately, Narada Muni says, this attraction becomes freed from all material contamination. It doesn't matter what is the reason that you come and get attracted to Krishna. It doesn't matter. But ultimately, a person becomes freed from all varieties of contamination. Right? Your intention. Then what happened? Gradually, the worshipper develops spiritual love and achieves that ultimate goal of life, that is to become a pure devotee. So even Narada Muni is saying, so first people can come with any kind of attraction. Krishna is so handsome. I remember like one of the Prabhupada disciple in America. He came to the temple, he got so attracted. Then after they became a devotee, he went back home. The family asked, why did you become why? We are Christians, we are Protestants, we are Methodists. How you could do this, do that? He said, no, you should come there. You should come and look at the God they pray to. They have a deity. You should come. It is look like it's for us. I said, what do you mean? You see, Krishna is black. He's as black as us. They are worshipping a black God. Because in Christianity, they say Krishna, Jesus is white, but he's praying to the black God. And guess what? His girlfriend is white. Can you imagine? He said that, that such an innocent black American, those days they call as Negro, they said. Now, of course, in 1960, they call that as their name, right? So they said that he's black man, he's a black God, and his girlfriend is white. You know that? What? So in that kind of innocent idea and all this, the first is attracted. But today is one of the, of course, eventually Prabhupada disciple, years of practice, he became a great devotee. So like that. So this is an example. So they will eventually get freed from all material contamination. All right. And gradually the worshipper develops spiritual love. They create spiritual love and they achieve the ultimate goal of life, that is to become a pure devotee. Gopya kamat bayat kamsho, dvesha chaidya dayo nirpa, sambandhat vrishnaya snehat, yuyam bhaktya vayam vibho. Right? You see, the gopis may be considered to be the example of spontaneous. Who? The gopis is an example, considered an example of spontaneous love in sensual attraction. All right? They're attracted to Krishna for Kama Rupa. All right? The Kama Rupa. All right? So they say Gopya Kamat. All right? They are attracted in the lusty way. The Bayat. Baya means fear. Kamso. So that means, okay, now, before we go there, okay, sensual attraction. The gopis are young girls and Krishna is young boy. Superficially, it seems that gopis are attracted to Krishna on the ground of sex, right? It's a kind of relationship, the attraction. Similarly, King Kamsa, okay, King Kamsa comes to Bayat. So attracted to Krishna because of fear, Bayam. Because of Bayam, he is thing. Kamsa is always fearful of Krishna because it had been foretold that his sister's son, Krishna, will kill him. Then, right? So then next one, Shishupala. Shishupala was always envious of Krishna. He's always envious of Krishna. All right. And the descendant of King Yadu, due to the family relation with Krishna, they always thinking of him as one of their family members. Who? The Yadu Vamsa. The descendant of King Yadu, the descendants. All right. Until today also you can see. All right. And who is that Yadu in Tamil? In Tamil culture, who is Yadu? Can anyone tell me? We see the Yadus are usually in Gujarat. Their caste name is called Yadav. They always feel that they are part and they love Krishna because they feel that Krishna is their family. Their forefather was Krishna. The family relationship. Okay. In South India, who's Yadav? What jadi we call Yadav? Anyone? Anyone knows?
The one having cows, Prabhu.
Yes. What is this thing?
Yeah, they call them Yadavas.
Yadavas got another name. In Tamil Nadu. Konar.
Oh, yeah. Correct.
Konars. All right. The Konar people, if you see the Konar people, they'll always keep their names all where they will have their name. Okay, I remember there's one guy in my Jalam, he had a restaurant. His name is Gajendra. His name is Gajendra, Krishna, anything that Yadav, the Krishna's pastime name. All right. They always have that Konar. And who is the famous Konar in South India who became a great atheist is what they call Karnanidhi. Okay. But of course, before he died, he took a movie about Ramanuja. I think he should have some kind of purification. Anyway, so all these Yadav, Konar people, they always think themselves as the Krishna as their family members. I remember one of my family members, I think my extended family is Konar. They got a shop, Gopala Krishnan, sundry shop. It's a very old, 100 over years old in Sungai Petani. Gopala Krishnan, they call OG, Gopala Krishnan. And my aunt from that family and his elder brother, his name is Radha Krishna. Then Govinda, all the names all after Krishna's name. So there's a Yadav. So they always think that they are the family members. All these different kinds of devotees have spontaneous attraction for Krishna in different categories and they achieve the same desired goal of life, right? The attraction of gopis, now Prabhupada says the attraction of gopis for Krishna and the affection of the members of the Yadu dynasty both accepted as Ragatmika, spontaneous. Now you got it? Just now I said the attraction of gopis and the member of Yadu family, the Yadavas, these are the things are called as Raga Atmika. Okay, so far so good. Why study all became so quiet? Is it too heavy? The attraction of Kamsa. Okay, I think okay, it's already 11 o'clock. So we continue on Monday. So now let me see where is that the gopis may consider example of the gopis may consider example of spontaneous love. Kamsa was attracted to Krishna. All right. Kamsa was attracted to Krishna. The attraction of Kamsa. Okay. It is at Page 120. No, not this one. Okay, yes. Okay, at page 110, second paragraph. The beginning of second paragraph. All right, so that's the thing. Or shall we just finish this? Finish this paragraph? Is it okay? We finish this paragraph?
I think can finish here, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay, we just finish this. We just do this paragraph. All right. So now, the analogy can be given. Okay. Anukulya viparyashat biti dvesha parahatau snehasya sakya vachitvat vaida bhaktya anuvartita kimva prema vidya vitvan nopayogatra sadhane bhaktya vayam iti vyaktam vaidi bhaktir udirita. So now it's mentioned here, the attraction of Kamsa to Krishna in fear and the attraction of Sisupala in envy are not, these are the things are not accepted as the devotional service. But however, because of their attitude towards are not favorable, devotional service, now Prabhupada says, devotional service should be executed only in a favorable frame of mind. We have to do it favorably. It is not be forced upon. Okay. Therefore, according to Srila Rupa Goswami, such attraction are not considered to be devotional service. That means anger and all this. Again, he analyzed the affection of the Yadus. It is on the platform of friendship. So the Yadus are in the platform of friendship and relationship, and it is spontaneous love, right? But it is not on the platform of regulatory principle. Okay, it's not in the principle of regulatory principle. Then it is not. And only when affection comes with a platform of spontaneous love, it is counted as category of pure devotional service. All right. So like Yadavas, they worship Krishna, okay, as a friendship, but no rules and regulations. I mean, they don't follow the regulatory principle. So they are actually it's not. Okay, they are still not under the platform of devotional service. But now what Prabhupada is saying, only when affection comes, the feelings come under the platform of spontaneous love, it's counted as category of pure devotional service. That means affection comes through spontaneous love. Your attraction comes in spontaneous love is only counted as the category of pure. Only that you can find in gopis. Others comes and this thing under the fear, envy, and yadu as a friendship. So they are not considered as a pure devotional service. All right. Okay. Now, yad arinam priyanam cha prapyam ekam ivoditam tad brahma krishnayor aikyat kiranar kopama jusoho. So there may be some difficulty in understanding that both gopis and Kamsa achieve the same goal. There will be some difficulty in understanding that both gopis and Kamsa achieve the same goal. So these points should be clearly understood because the attitude of Kamsa and Shishupala were different from the gopis. All right. So we should remember that Kamsa and Shishupala hated Krishna, envied Krishna, but the gopis loved Krishna. So there is difficulty in understanding. Okay. All right. So we should clearly understand this. Although in these cases, although in all these cases, the focus is on Supreme Personality, even both cases, the focus is at Krishna. And all the devotees are elevated to the spiritual world. Yes. But still, a distinction between these two classes of souls is there. But here there is a difference. Even Kamsa and Shishupala went back home to spiritual world. But there's still a distinction. So in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that absolute truth is one and that he is manifested as impersonal Brahman, right? Absolute truth, Parampurul, Krishna is only one, but he manifested as what? First, he manifests as impersonal Brahman, the light, the aura. Second, he manifests as Paramatma, the super soul. And third, he manifests as Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality, right? So here is a spiritual distinction. There is still, although it comes from Krishna, but there's a distinction, there's a difference. Although Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan are the same and one absolute truth, devotees like Kamsa and Shishupala should attain only to the Brahman effulgence. So what Prabhupada is mentioned here, that even all same, but Kamsa and Shishupala could attain only to the level of Brahman. They only entered merge into the light. All right. They could not have realization of Paramatma or Bhagavan. That is the distinction. Even yes, everybody liberated. But gopis went to Goloka Vrindavan, But Shishupala Kamsa ended up in Brahman, the light. All right. So that's the thing. Okay. So there's the next paragraph here, analogy. It's going to be a very long paragraph. All right. So we stop here. In page 120, the last paragraph. Please mark the book 120, last paragraph. All right. So we continue this thing next week, Monday. All right. So now we open for questions. Is there any questions, any takeaway, anything that you'd like to share? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Is there anything new or something different? Any takeaway, Prabhu? How about others? Sadguna Mataji, Gandhi Mataji, Vaishnava, what's the name? Saki Champaka Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
That means later when we go through the next chapters and all that is Raganuga and no more Raga Atmika, is it?
No. See, Raganuga is spontaneous. Raga Atmika is what they call, it is exclusive only for Vrajavasis. So now we are coming from the highest platform. We are seeing how that gopis love Krishna like that. So when you see the highest achievement, right? That's when you start to appreciate when it comes to Raganuga. I mean, why it's worth to become a spontaneous lover.
So once we finish about the Brajavasis and Vrindavan Raga Atmika Bhakti, so then later when we talk about normal design, it's Raganuga, is it?
Yes, correct. See, for instance, now we are talking about all the varieties of the relationship. Yes. So how gopis are attracted according to sensual and sambandha relationship. Right. So the next paragraph will be starting about sensual attraction. Okay, what is sensual attraction is all about? How the gopis are so much attracted to Krishna sensually. Then when you talk about chapter 16, okay, they'll probably be explaining about spontaneous devotion further described. All right, the further description of the spontaneous devotion in relationship, sambandha. Okay, then after that, we come to the level of eligibility of spontaneous devotional service. What is that eligibility? First, we see the highest achievement that you can do as Raganuga. Highest is Ragatmika. In Raganuga level, the highest is Ragatmika. So we study all that. Then after that, in chapter 16, we talk about eligibility. Then slowly we'll come to the conjugal love. We study about Krishna's conjugal love, how he was loving this thing. All right. And after that, also we study about parental and friendship. Okay. Then after that, we come to the level of ecstatic love. Okay, ecstatic love. So like that, we will go, we'll study that all the topmost. Then eventually we look at application part, how we can apply it. Okay, Mataji?
So the application part is in part 2 or still part 1?
The application part maybe in another 1 or 2 chapters down the road.
Oh, okay.
Let me see the application part. So we look at this spontaneous devotional service, ecstatic love, characteristic 1 in ecstatic love, devotional service in pure love of God. All right, that's the end of this thing. All right, then part 2. Then after that, in chapter 20, we talk about transcendental mellow, qualities of Sri Krishna, qualities of Krishna further explained. All right. So that means they're going to explain Raganuga, the spontaneous love in Raga Atmika standard. And of course, Prabhupada will be explaining all that this thing on application part. Okay.
Because in the book, everywhere is Raganuga. So that's what
Yeah.
I...
So Raganuga means spontaneous. The word spontaneous. Right? Like for instance, okay, when we talk about spontaneous anger, spontaneous love, spontaneous affection. So spontaneous is what? Is an action, but acting on what? Say like when the Malays are talking about Israel, they spontaneously, they become very angry. Yeah. When you look at this, when you look at this, when you talk about children, spontaneously, you start to have affection. I mean, no need to create that. It's spontaneous. The word Raganuga means spontaneous. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
So spontaneous anger, spontaneous love, spontaneous hatred. Okay. The action is hatred, love, anger, lust. That's the thing. But spontaneous means what? That you're not being motivated to do that. It just happened like that. Just happened. So that is called Raganuga. So in Raganuga, there's Raga Atmika. Then of course, then we call Parakya, and a lot of things are there. So we'll go through it one by one. So now it started from Raga Atmika. Just see if you can go to the Raga Atmika, what is the top level, right? So what are the possibilities that how far a devotee can go in life? All right. We can go up to the level of Raga Atmika. All right. But above that, I think no. We can go to the almost to Raga Atmika. And Parakya is, of course, we can't achieve that. Parakya is actually the confidential relationship. That is not possible in this material form. Unless you go back and become a personal maidservant of Sri Krishna, that's when the Raga Atmika, Parakya is available. The lusty exchange. Okay, Mataji?
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Anyone else got any other question? So now think about it. Is it worth? So once you go through this chapter onwards, you start to take life, you start to see things in a very different way. You know, is it worth fighting? Is it worth quarreling? Is it worth wasting my time? All these things will just get rid of it. You know, because you want to keep your mind super clear so that you can relish the relationship with Krishna. All right. Okay, it's already 11 o'clock. If there's no question, we end the session here. Thank you so much for your wonderful time and association. And so today is 28th August 2025. The next session, we will do it on Monday. I hope there's nothing pop up on Monday. All right. So we continue on Monday. So have a wonderful and beautiful weekend. So what we can do, apply now, starting from today, start to see things in a different angle, go to temple and just simply enjoy yourself, cook and everything. Every performance in Sadhan Bhakti, always meditate that how you're going to please Krishna. All right. In meditation, of course, it doesn't cost a lot of money. And meditation and imagination is something that every human being they can spontaneously can imagine. So go to that imagination and start to serve Sri Krishna. All right. So till we meet you on Monday, have a wonderful, beautiful weekend. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditaram pavinibhyo vaishnavyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Have a nice day.